we want to dedicate this show to Staff Sergeant Dustin Bork because, let's face it, there ain't nothing much more American than apple pie. So welcome to Pie Night, y'all. Here we are. I tell you what, I am just as tickled as a hog in slop. This is going to be fun. Was I not supposed to say hog in slop? See, now, Shelly, you and Barbara's going to have to correct me when I do say something wrong. Hey, y'all. Pam, Betty, Dina Davis, Amanda, honey, sweetie, that's the least that I could do. And you don't know how I'm sitting here. I got my Kleenex. It's right over there. Because I told Dale, I said, I don't know if I can make it through this. But thank your husband. Thank your husband. Is Aaron here? Shelly, Aaron here? Okay. First off, let's talk about blind baking a pie crust. Does anybody know what that is? When you have a pumpkin pie, let's say we went to Thanksgiving meal at Aunt Gertie Sue's house and she has pumpkin pies. Well, you go to slice into the pumpkin pie and it just kind of flops. You know, that Aunt Gertie Sue tried her best, but that's not quite the pie that we want to make. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to make. Hang on. We need to do what we call a blind bake pie. Now, I know everybody out there at this point is saying, Chef Jan, I cannot believe that you're using Pillsbury pie crust. Well, guess what? I am. Because my pie shell recipe is going to be in the ebook. The next best thing you can use other than fresh made pie is the Pillsbury dough that you find it in the chillin' section at your grocery store. Those are good. Those are the only other ones that's good. Don't buy those frozen Pet Ritz things that's in the no. I'm talking about the dough you roll out. It comes in the tubes in the Pillsbury. Now, I didn't hurt anybody's feelings, did I, Shelley? Yeah, okay. But these are, if you're going to need a pie real quick, and you don't have, because making pie shells it's an extensive thing. You just can't pop it out and make them. So go to your grocery store, whichever one it is, and get that. And you know what I just did? I did not put my gloves on, so I had my hand all over this pie. So, sorry guys. Okay, here we got to get food safe. Put on our gloves. Of course, it don't make any difference right now. I just had my hands all over that pie. So, let us make a pretty pie shell. I disappeared. Have I disappeared? Miss Betty says that I disappeared. Okay, am I, is everybody able to see me? That kind of scares me when I see that kind of stuff. Shelley? Barbara? Am I okay? Okay, we're good. All right, now, what we have, we're going to lay our pie shell, our pie dough here in the pan. Now what we want to do, we want to bring the edges up. Okay, good. Hey Ingrid, hey Susie. Okay, good. Miss Jeannie, okay. All right, we're going to bring the shell edges up, and we're just going to fold them. We're going to stand our pie shell on the end. Okay, we're going to come all the way around. Make sure that is all up nice and neat. We want to make a pretty pie shell. Have y'all seen that apple pie sitting over there and that pumpkin pie? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Okay, now I did real good. Ingrid, you're here, and you know that for me to not eat an Oreo last week, you know good and well that that was tough. But honey, when there's pumpkin pie and apple pie, that zero sugar diet just went out the window. So yeah, we're gonna have some pie tonight. I wish y'all was here. I'd make pie for every one of y'all. Okay, Miss Betty, I'm glad you got me back. There. Okay, good job. All right, so we've got this pie shell all folded up, and it's actually standing straight up. Okay, where's my camera at? I want to make sure. Okay, do you see how this pie shell is standing straight up off the edge? Okay, so that's what we're looking for. We want to make sure that it's nice and pretty and rounded. Yes, we do. I want y'all to know we went to church last Sunday. Had the best church service. Have y'all had a good week? I know it's only Tuesday, but you know, we had the best church service this past Sunday. Okay, now we've got that done like that. Now, we're going to take our thumb and our fingers. Okay? Watch what we're going to do. We're going to poke that in like that. We're going to go all the way around this pie shell. Y'all see how simple this is? And to make it, the edge is so pretty. Jackie, honey, this pie wouldn't make it to your house, sweetie. Okay, look at this. Besides, it's not chocolate, Jackie. Okay, here we're going to go right on around. Look how the edges are. Oh my goodness. Is this not the coolest thing in the world? Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now see how the edges are? Now, one thing I will tell y'all about pie dough, everything about making pie dough has to be cold. Everything has to be cold. So now that we've got this, let's pretend for a minute, let's pretend that, oh, Helen, is that you from across the pond? Jackie, it isn't always about Greg. Okay, let's pretend for a second that we've just put this pie shell back in the refrigerator to chill down for about 30 minutes, because that's what we would need to do. Once we get this to this point and, you know, this is ready, we got to chill it down. You'll cover it with saran wrap and then put it back in the fridge for about 35 minutes. Good and cold, okay? Let's pretend for a minute that we've done that. Okay? We've just pulled it back out of the refrigerator. Now, what you want to do, now this might be loud going through the microphones, I hope not, Mr. Producer. What you want to do, you want to take a piece of parchment paper and you want to crunch this up. Crunch this up. Okay? Okay, so my friend Helen is here and she is from Australia. We have been friends forever. Helen, I'm so glad you're here. It's actually tomorrow where you're at, but I'm so glad you're here today. Okay, so that parchment paper's all nice and flexible. So we're going to put this down in our pie shell, and we want to make sure that it's centered, because we don't want our weights to go out over it. Okay, now, again, we're from the BackRoads, right? So what we have to do, we have to use some pie weights. What's the best thing in the world to use as pie weights? Dry beans. Okay? So we're going to take these beans and we're going to pour them down in this pie. Here we go. We want to fill this up with dry beans, y'all. We're not making a bean pie. Not right now. I have had bean pie. I have had bean pie. It was really good. Okay. So we've got those beans in that pie shell. What we want to do, we want to make sure, see all of our little scallops right there, all of our little ruffles. We want to push our beans out so that when we pre-bake this pie shell for our pumpkin pie, it will stay as close to uniform as possible. Now, there we go. Now what we're going to do with this, is we're going to put this in the oven in a 375 degree oven with the beans in it, and we're going to bake this for 30 minutes. Okay, 375 degree oven for 30 minutes. Then we're going to take it out. We're going to remove the beans, put it in a bowl because they're going to be hot, and then put this pie shell back into the oven with this guard around the edge. Okay, you can use aluminum foil. You can pick these things up at Dollar Tree. All right, they're basically just aluminum foil. So you can pick these up there. Now, and once it comes out of the oven, which we're not going to put this one in, but once it comes out of the oven, you want to have your egg whites ready. You want to have your egg whites ready because what we want to do, we want to seal that pie shell so that when we put our custard in the pie shell, it won't, we're trying to make a nice, good, solid crust. So once we put our custard in there, we don't want it to absorb down into the crust. We want it to stay above the crust. So we'll take, as soon as it comes out of the oven, after it's pre-baked, you're going to just take your pastry brush and you're going to put egg whites all around the inside, all the way up the sides and everything, and let that sit on a wire rack and let it cool. It needs to cool completely. Make sure it's cooled completely before you put your custard in. Okay? And that's pre-baking. Now, we have, I'm going to set this off to the side. Okay. Now we have our pumpkin. Make sure you use, if you're using canned pumpkin, make sure you're using 100% pure pumpkin. You don't want the pumpkin mix. You want 100% pumpkin. Okay? All right, now, what we're going to do, we've got 2 eggs we're going to put in there. We've got some sugar and spices, and this recipe will be in a newsletter. Okay, now, oh my gosh, that smells so good. It smells like Thanksgiving. Okay, Jackie, Jackie, please don't beg. Please don't beg, okay? You know that you'll get a pie. Okay, so we want to mix this up. You don't need a mixer. You don't need a mixer. We're going to do this the Amish way, I guess. Okay. Now, once we got that mixed in together, now we take 12 ounces, which is 1 can, of course, of evaporated milk. And we're going to mix it in. Yes, we are. Are y'all having a good time? Amanda, is your husband watching? Staff Sergeant Dustin Bork. Man, I tell you what. Can you imagine here? Now let's talk about this for a minute. Can you imagine having to leave your 5-day-old child and go out and be gone for a year, deployed out for a year? Can you imagine? I mean, that just, but man, I tell you what, it takes a special kind of person to be able to do that. It really does. Ah, oh, Ingrid, can you see my socks? Are you serious? Shucks. Ingrid, you didn't have to point that out. Normally, folks, as Ingrid will tell you, normally I'm in my boots, okay? In fact, when I used to teach all the time, they knew me by, I was the chef that wore the baseball cap and the cowboy boots all the time. Am I not telling the truth, Ingrid? So, hey, Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe, hey, sweetie. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would wear my boots. I would wear my boots. Okay. So, we just happen to have a pre-baked crust that we are going to. My socks do match Miss Bobby Joe, and you know they gon' match. They gon' match. I don't know what it is with these youngins these days, have to wear unmatching socks. Lord have mercy. Okay, we're going to pour this in to our pre-baked pie shell. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it never fails every time I mix up pumpkin pie. I can never get all of it in the pie shell. So you know what I do? I save it and I put it in the refrigerator. Then I make tarts with it. Tarts. Okay, look at this, guys. Look at this. This is ready to go in the oven. So we will take our little shield. Now, when we pre-bake our crust, this is a custard. You know, this is a custard pie. So what you want to do is low and slow. Okay? So we're going to bring it down to, I think it's 325 for about 55 minutes. Don't open your oven in between time. It's in there baking, low and slow. Okay? Hang on, we're going to put it in the oven. And this is for real. Look, my oven is lit up. This thing's going to go ahead and bake because I needed to go ahead and put it in there now. Okay, that one started. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Do y'all see what I have in this bowl? Apples. 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 There is nothing more American than apple pie. Apple pie. Helen, I just put in a pumpkin pie in the oven, and now we're fixing to make an apple pie. See this one over here? See this right here? That's my apple pie. See this? This is my pumpkin pie. Does that not look good enough to cut? Notice I've got something to cut it with. Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, now we have our apples. They have their lemon juice on them. Okay, and we have our sugar and spices that we just want to sprinkle over them. Again, the recipe will be in the newsletter. So if you guys have not gotten your email address to me yet, you need to, because all of this stuff, we're converting everything over to a newsletter that will go out after each show that we do. Like the newsletter will go out tomorrow. And if I don't have your email address, guess what? I don't know how to get in touch with you. So I won't know how to get your recipes to you. Also, while I'm mixing these apples, folks, we only got, I'm looking at my calendar. Okay, so we've got tonight, next week, we're having blueberry night. Everything blueberries, a bunch of blueberries. My sis Barbara, her mom came in from New York. I'm hoping I'm remembering this, Barbara. I think you said her name is Catherine. She's one of the main reasons why I did chocolate covered cherries last week, because she wanted to learn how to do chocolate covered cherries. Because see, Barbara runs a cupcake bakery down in South Florida. So her mom comes and visits with her, and they bake together and stuff like that. So next week, since her mom enjoys blueberries so much, we're going to have blueberry, everything blueberries. Everything's going to be blueberries. So if you like blueberries, and of course they're going to be coming into season pretty soon. So, okay, Miss Nancy, thank you for asking. There are two different types of apples in here. We don't use just Granny Smith. We also use a McIntosh apple. And the ratio will be in that recipe that you get as to how many pounds of Granny Smith as opposed to the McIntosh apples, because it gives it a different, it's not quite as tart. If you use all of Granny Smith apples, it's going to be super tart, but the McIntosh apples tends to bring that tartness off. It doesn't turn it sweet, but it brings the tartness off. So what we're going to do now, this is where Jackie, you trying so hard, aren't you? Okay, this is where, don't just pile your apples in your pie shelf, folks, okay? Please don't. Let's take a little bit of time. These apple pies are, these are super special. So let's get our apples in there nice and neat. And no, it's not because I'm OCD, but it's because we want a nice apple pie. We want it filled to the brim with apples. And if you just throw them in there, you're not going to get near amount of apples that you would if you was to lay them in there nice and neat. Okay, so that when you slice through that pie, after it's done, you're getting a lot of apples and not any empty space. Have you ever sliced through an apple pie and just, you got the empty space in there? No, that's not fun. If you want an apple pie, get the apples. Bobby Joe wants a pie in the mail too. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks a lot. Thanks, girl. And while I'm here, Bobby Joe, let me introduce you. This is my daughter-in-law, Bobby Joe. I think last week when we talked about our first grandbaby that had passed away with SIDS, Bobby Joe is Josie's mom. So everybody tell Bobby Joe hey. I love her. She is the mother of my first grandchild. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to put a small mound. We don't want to mound this thing up too much. We've got our apples all in there nice and neat. There's a few we might not be able to get in there, but that's okay. We can go back and make an apple tart. Oh my gosh, does anybody not make tarts anymore? I love tarts. Okay, I'm going to change these out because those was full of sugar. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to get the top, our pie shell top. Out of the refrigerator. Again, we have to keep our pie dough chilled. I mean, that's the only way you want to work with pie dough, is for it to be chilled, okay? So, we're going to try to trim up the edge of this. I can't believe that Ingrid spotted my socks. Man, oh man. Yes, I'm in my socks. Actually, Ingrid, I have 5 pair of socks on at one time because it's so cold. And I don't like my feet to get cold. Okay, so we're trimming the edge. Okay, now we want to lay this over and be ever so gentle with this, please. So, because you don't want it to rip, you don't want to rip your pie shell, your pie dough. You don't want to rip it. You want to gently press it around your apples. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take the edge of this and we're going to loop it around, wrap it around. Okay, see what we're doing? We're taking this pie, the top pie shell, and we're wrapping it around the bottom. And we're going to bring that up. Toe warmers, I haven't ever had any toe warmers. Is that the ones that's got the battery stuff in it? I'm scared to death of those things. I'm putting no batteries in my boots. If something goes, I'll have me a new hairdo. Hey Kayla, there's my other daughter. Kayla, hey baby, I love you. Okay, we're wrapping this around. And if you notice what we're doing, we're standing the pie shell, the corner, the edge up. We're standing it up. Are y'all ready? Is everybody ready for Valentine's Day? Oh my gosh, that's tomorrow. Hey, can you put the camera on these orchids? See those orchids? See these orchids? My husband brought me those today. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I've had any orchids since we left Hawaii. So that was very special. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we've got the edge of this, and we want to press that. Oh, hey Aria, Tutu loves you, baby. Aria is our granddaughter. She will be 3 on Monday. Yes, she will. Aria will be 3 on Monday. I have to keep looking at my calendar. That's almost like the Bible for me. Okay, now, remember what we did with the pumpkin pie? How we use this, our 2 fingers here, and our thumb? We're going to do that same thing here. We want to make that fluted edge. Is this not looking pretty? Oh my gosh. I love pretty pie. I love pie. You know that if you have pie, you can't have stress. Pie takes stress away. Yes, it does. Okay. Amanda, I love pie too, baby. I love all kinds of pie. All right, look at this, guys. We've got us a nice fluted edge. Now, will it stay like that completely while you're baking? Absolutely not. But at least you've got a nice start, and so that when it does bake, it will be very pretty when you're done. There we go. Now, where's my knife? Now, a lot of people wants to make fancy little cuts and all this kind of stuff. Honey, we're just going to do it the BackRoads style. We're going to do 4 cuts, north, south, east, and west. That's all you need. You just need those escape vents so that while your apples are cooking, the steam can escape. Okay? See that? Now, here is what we do. We take our egg whites, and we're going to coat the top of our pie. Paint it really pretty. Okay, guys, paint it really pretty. All over. We want to paint the fluted edge. We want to paint everything. Now, don't leave puddles because you'll have scrambled eggs on top. Just make sure it spreads out really good. Cheryl, you are very observant. There's a reason why that ice cream scooper's there, Shug. Yes, there is. Okay. Now, we want to take about a tablespoon of sugar. And so that I don't get sugar everywhere. Oh man, that's a nice full pie. Oh yes, a nice full pie. While our egg wash is on it, good and moist, we want to sprinkle it with sugar. Hey Rhea. Hey Jess. Yeah, Fred's in the fruit tonight, Shelley. I told him he had to behave. He's still feeling a little bit proud of himself about the whole Fred Hog Day thing. Yeah, he's pretty proud of himself. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Feast your eyes upon that. Now, the way we bake this will be in the newsletter. It'll be in the recipe in the newsletter. But look at this, guys. This is a beautiful pie, and it's so full of apples. So there's about 4 pounds of apples in this pie right here. And I mean, you don't get much better than that. So there's that. That will go into the oven as soon as this one is done baking. So let me move this one off to the side. We're going to do one last pie. Now, I know that there are times when you can't do anything, but you get a phone call and say, hey, we're going to stop by for some pie. And you're like, oh my goodness, I got to make a pie. So, okay, so we're going to take some cream cheese, we're going to take some sweetened condensed milk, and we're going to take some lemon juice. And we're going to make one of the best little cream cheese pies that you've ever had. So, we bring our cream cheese. Shelly, will you quit? I tell you what, girl, key lime, I know. I'm a big key lime person. Thank you, Bobby Joe. Yes, I love that. I love that song. I love that song. It was a... Okay. So we've got our cream cheese. And yes, we're going to throw it into a graham cracker crust. We got our little sweetened condensed milk, cream cheese. I know, Cheryl, cream cheese. Everything's better with cream cheese. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, hang tight. We're gonna mix this up. If that's loud, I'm sorry. Okay, Amanda. Okay, we got this all. We're mixing this up. Okay, so we've got that all good and creamed in there. We're going to pour us in some sweet and condensed milk. Oh my goodness, does it get any better? Oh, I love this stuff, but you know, you can't eat it with a spoon, especially if you're on a zero sugar diet. Oh my gosh, no. That zero sugar diet's going out the window tonight, folks. Y'all gonna see it right here. Me and my 5 pairs of socks on and making some pies. Thank you, Ingrid. Ingrid, I'm gonna make sure that I will not wear socks anymore, because Ingrid will find them. She will find them. She will report me because I got 5 pairs of socks on. Okay. Alright, so we're going to mix this in. Really good. I mean, this thing don't take 5 minutes to make, y'all. Nice and good and creamy. Look at that, look at that. Okay, now. Yeah, Shelly, no, those was the days when I could do that. I can't do that no more. Okay, we got some lemon juice that's going in there. Now, keep in mind, you can make this out of key lime juice. Hang on one second. Okay, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. This right here, where's my camera? Do I need to put it in this? This is the absolute best key lime juice that I could tell you about. I use this in my key lime cakes. In fact, that recipe is going to be in the ebook also, is my key lime cake. This is the best key lime juice. So, now I know that Kroger carries it. Here in Oklahoma, I found this at Uptown, but this is the best key lime juice around. So, but this pie is going to be the lemon. So now, we're going to mix this up. Get this all mixed up really good. Then we're going to take, now my lemons have already been washed. I've washed and cleaned all my lemons. These are Meyer lemons. If you ever get the chance to find Meyer lemons, and I don't know, I know they're here, we get them at Sprouts all the time. If you can find them in your area, that is the best lemon the best lemon to get, the Meyer lemons. So we're going to zest this. We only want to get about a teaspoonful of zest. Mix this up. Then we're going to put it into our graham cracker crust. Yes, I know these are pre-made, but you know what? When you've got somebody dropping by that says they want pie, and you got one of these in your cabinet, yeah, you're going to be using that thing. I can tell you that right now. This is a good, quick, simple little dessert. And I promise you, your guests will enjoy it. Okay, now we're going to take the lid, we're going to put that back on there. Now you want to chill this. You want to chill this for a couple hours before you serve it so that it's nice and good. Hang on a second, let's see what I think I need to sell tickets to my kitchen because I have a magic kitchen. I put a lemon in, and Shelly, you're gonna love this. I get a key lime out. Yes, I do. Look at this, guys. You can see the zest, the lime zest off of my key limes. Here we have key limes. Okay. And if you want to do something like super duper cool, you can always make yourself a little garnish. Get the little seeds out. Cut a piece out of that. There's your lime garnish. Voila! We have a key lime cream cheese pie. Oh, I don't know if y'all noticed or not. With Ingrid noticing my socks, I'm sure that y'all have noticed that my eggshells are up there on the edge of my sink. Well, if y'all remember right, I think I talked to y'all about saving your eggshells because the gardening season's coming up. Y'all need to save those eggshells. Save your eggshells. Okay, so yes, it does look good, doesn't it, sis? Oh, Claire. I don't know which one to go for. So actually what we're going to do, we're going to talk about, let me talk real quick. If y'all remember right, we had a contest going on that ended last night at midnight. So we have these knives, the paring knives. Those were if you sent your email address to mybackroadslife@hotmail.com. And then we had the man, is this not a beautiful knife? Man, oh man, that's a beautiful knife. That's a 7-inch chef knife, folks. That's a super, super knife. Had these, if you joined my group, My BackRoads Life with Chef Jan. Then, so the contest ended last night at midnight. So what we're doing, we're gathering all the names, all the email addresses, everything together. We've got 2 very special guests that will be pulling the names out of the hat. We're doing that next week, right? We're going to be doing that next week. We'll have that, and whoever won, you will see it right here, right in front of you. So next week will be the one. So I don't know which one to cut into. Have me some ice cream, y'all. That Cheryl had done spotted my ice cream scooper. So I don't know which one I want to cut into, but I think I'm thinking Cheryl's on her way. yeah, I hear you. Okay. I'm thinking I'm wanting to go for this pumpkin pie. I'm a pumpkin pie kind of gal. Oh my goodness, and that pie crust is so nice and flaky, and you can, it's not, I don't think I cut through it all the way. Oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah, well, I cut a little bit too much there on the, and look at here. Yeah, hot apple pie, Terry. That was one of the best things, hot apple pie. I don't know if I'm gonna get this ice cream out of here. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Y'all do realize I'm gonna be on a sugar rush tonight. I ain't had no sugar. And now I'm going to be eating pumpkin pie with ice cream. Have mercy. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this. Look at this. I cannot believe this. Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness. Oh, have mercy. I sure wish y'all was here. But I tell you what, this is some good stuff right here now. Now remember, no, you can't have apple pie without ice cream. No, there's no way. Right in front of you too, Cheryl, yes. And you know what, Cheryl, what's so funny about it is I'm right down the road from you. I'm right down the road from you, Cheryl. So get in your car. Get in your car. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. That is so good. I wish you were here, I do. Listen, again, we want to thank Staff Sergeant Dustin Bork for letting us tell his story. We want to thank Amanda for her pictures with the blackberry cobbler. Sweetie, let me tell you something. It was an honor for me to have you make, and that was my mama's recipe, so it was an honor. It was an honor. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did when I was growing up. Mom would make it for Sunday dinner. I want to thank Tammy and JD for letting me for sending me their pictures of Joey and Helen and Talon and Junior and Dax. and all their good, the way they enjoy all the chocolate stuff last week. Listen, folks, if there's one thing that I hope that y'all receive when you come visit with me in my kitchen is I hope you feel warmth. I hope you feel the love. I want you to leave here feeling blessed. So from my kitchen to yours, thank you for joining me at my BackRoads Live. For Studio 2410, we thank you. Remember, be a blessing, okay? Don't always just look for blessings. You turn around and be a blessing to somebody. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. Be a blessing. We'll see you guys next week right back here in my kitchen here in Oklahoma for everything blueberries, okay? Y'all have a blessed week. We'll see you next Tuesday night.